Do you believe that you are part of black culture?
I believe I'm a part of the Jamaican culture.
Okay.
What's the difference to you?
The difference to me is that what is the black culture, you cannot just define black culture as black culture because it varies. I relate with the Jamaican culture because it's a culture that I grew up in. You know, we have black British culture, so that's a different thing. But to me, black British culture is a merge of like Jamaican, Caribbean, and Africa and England together. That makes the black British culture. That's what I would say. But I cannot define in one sentence to say this is black.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
When did you decide that you were Jamaican? Was it when you came back over here? Was it when someone asked you? Like, was there an experience where you just felt, I identify as a Jamaican man?
Let me explain to you there. And I don't know if I've ever said this on an interview anywhere yet, but my mother, before me, she had a miscarriage. So when she was pregnant with me, she could have gave birth to me in Jamaica.
Right.
But where we live, the hospitals weren't great. So obviously she has that opportunity to leave. Once she had me and did the checks, 3 months on a plane back to Jamaica. So from there until what I know has been that. So it's not like I wake up one day and say, oh, 5-year-old, I'm want to be Jamaican. Oh, 10-year-old, I think I'm Jamaican. 12-year-old,
Yeah, cool.
I'm definitely Jamaican.
Yeah.
It's just what's inside. You understand what I mean, brother?
To call yourself a Jamaican, that's interesting because you said that you weren't born there. But I guess if the community to which you kind of were raised in, which is Jamaica, obviously, if they've embraced you, the large swaths of them and stuff, and if you've got citizenship, I don't know if you have, but yeah, from where I come.
Harry, do you have a Jamaican passport?
Yes, I do.
So I find it interesting as well because how do you decide? White Yardie, I'm from Jamaica. My grandparents are from Jamaica.
Yeah.
My dad's born there. My mum was born here. You probably would know more about Jamaica than me, just because I'm black now. No one, if I said I'm Jamaican, no one's going to question me. It is,
Yeah,
you're just Jamaican.
exactly.
But you probably know how to cook yard food. You know how to do all
That's
of that
my life.
better than me. So then, who are we to tell him? Actually, no, you're not Jamaican, just because he's white.
Is I went to school in Jamaica, so when people are when people here are talking about, oh, you cannot represent the culture, you're not from Jamaica, not this, like that, you know nothing about the black culture, and I'm like, you were born here, you were raised here, you went school here. That means if you went school for like how long do you go to school when you're here? Like what?
Too long.
Like, how many years? Just say like 12 years.
Well,
or something.
yeah, about
something
that.
like
Yeah.
So 14 years. Realistically, they only taught you, what, 14 months of black history. My whole schooling was black history. So I learned everything about the culture. So when I'm in school, we don't have a month to say, this is white history month, because we have to accept that white. I don't care about that. I'm there to learn, and I'm not even there to learn. I'm just going with what I know is life.
Would you say that someone like White Yardie is culture appropriating?
No, not at all. I think that, you know, not least because he actually has some connection to many of these parts of the world, but he clearly doesn't have intentions to denigrate, to humiliate, or to make a particular culture inferior in the eyes of the majority of society. He's clearly doing it from a sense of appreciation and a sense of sharing love, and I think that that is something that is positive.
But White Yardie, Harry, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, and I think that you've been a very valued member of this panel. Also,
we saw this coming years ago. We saw this even when the recent Lorna Chin, the lady keep trying to take the blackness and the African out of the Jamaican culture, right? And try to neutralize it, try to dilute it with other things. So it's not that what Sean Paul is saying is wrong. It's what he's not saying. He's not going back to the roots, where this music came from. How did it even come about? So when we allow them to do this, when we allow them to make Jamaica into a culture, and it has nothing to do with the suffrage and the history and the roots, then the black people of that country is really putting themselves in a jam. Because before the Sean Pauls and the Lorna Chins and all of them came around, even before CARICOM and the Federation that was before CARICOM, there was a Caribbean unity. The people was connected based on their roots, and they had a common suffrage. And it was revolutionaries throughout the Caribbean that caused the transatlantic slavery to become abolished. So they were always connected. So how is it now we have people dividing us based on nationality, but then they are the same ones who say that people are trying to divide them based on race, when that's not the case? It is okay to be a proud Chinese. It is okay to be a proud Indian. The same way it is okay to be a proud African or a melanated man or woman of the Caribbean. To make matters worse, just as you would see with those Lorna Chin video, when people call her out for what she does, the same way you see people in the comment section of this video, the original video, making ridiculous statements such as, Jamaica is not a race, out of many one people, and all this bogus stuff. And I can assure you, I can guarantee you that 9 times out of 10, it's either Jamaicans who now live abroad and who have been living abroad a while. 1, 2, Jamaicans who are divestors. 3, Jamaicans who are not of African descent or of melanated roots.